I'm in the process of putting another motherboard and a CPU in my case. And it got me to thinking about the issues that you can run into if you have a PC that you're building or you're upgrading and you cannot get it to post. So posting is when you turn your PC on and you see your BIOS screen. Many times when you're upgrading your PCs, you have issues with posting, or the PC won't post. You can't get into the BIOS. 9 times out of 10, this is due to RAM. 99% of the time, it's a RAM problem. Or if you have, let's say you have 2 sticks of RAM, and then you add a third stick, now it won't post. Or if you have RAM from different manufacturers, or if you have RAM with different speeds, you can run into that issue. So if you ever run into this issue, which is very common, where your PC won't post, the first thing you should do is take out all your RAM except for one stick. Okay, you always want to use the slot that's closest to the CPU. So take all your RAM out, put one stick right here. Remove everything else from the board except for your video card. Okay, now if you have a PC, if you have a motherboard that has onboard video, like this particular motherboard has onboard HDMI out. If you have a board that has onboard video, HDMI out, DisplayPort out, VGA out, DVI out, you take this motherboard out, take this video card out. So remove everything, and then you would just use your onboard video. Sometimes that can help you. Also, remove your BIOS battery. Remove your BIOS battery, let the motherboard sit for 10 minutes, disconnect the power from the back of the motherboard. Okay, so you can disconnect the power here. If you have a motherboard that has additional power here, remove it. And then remove your BIOS battery, and then let this motherboard sit for about 10 or 15 minutes so that it forgets the original configuration. So, like I said before, whenever you're having these issues with the PC posting, it's usually an issue where your BIOS is looking for a certain amount of RAM, and now that you've changed it, it doesn't want to post. So let's say you have 4 sticks of RAM, and for whatever reason, you take one out. Now you have 3 sticks of RAM. Your BIOS remembers 4 sticks of RAM. And now that it's not there, it may not post. So you're going to have to, like I said before, remove the battery, remove the power from the board, and then let the board sit for 10 to 15 minutes so that it can forget your previous settings. And then remove all your RAM and just go with 1 stick of RAM, the video card only if you have to, and then power it up, and usually it posts. If it doesn't, you may have to start over again, take that one stick of RAM out, stick another one in that you know is working just in the first slot, and then after that you should have some success. Okay? But one of the most important things that you can do if you're having this issue, remove everything from the board that's not necessary. Remove, USB hubs, remove any kind of PCIe, Wi-Fi cards, auxiliary sound cards, anything that's not necessary for this board to work, remove it. Because sometimes those things can keep a motherboard from powering up. After you do all those things, then the motherboard should come back up. It should post, and you can slowly start adding your RAM in. Once you get it to post, make sure you put your BIOS battery back in, and then you should be good to go. Okay? Thanks. See you all on the next one.